Former Treasury Secretary Lawrence Summers criticized President Donald Trump's extensive tax and spending bill, arguing that no unbiased economist would consider the legislation beneficial for the economy. In an interview with George Stephanopoulos on ABC News this week, Summers stated, "There is no economist anywhere without a strong political agenda who is saying that this bill is a positive for the economy. The overwhelming view is that it is probably going to make the economy worse." Summers elaborated, "Consider this. How long can the world's greatest debtor remain the world's greatest power? This legislation adds more debt to the economy than any previous tax bill in dollar terms." President Trump signed the bill into law on Friday, marking a significant policy achievement that includes various campaign promises and agenda items. These range from military and immigration measures to major cuts in national health care and numerous industrial incentives. However, the core of the bill is an extension of the 2017 tax cuts. According to the Congressional Budget Office and the Joint Committee on Taxation, without these tax cuts, the bill is expected to reduce deficits by $500 billion over 10 years. With the tax cuts included, however, the cost rises to $3.03 trillion, which is approximately 9.1% of the total U.S. debt stock of $36 trillion. This figure does not account for additional interest costs required to service the debt. Revenues from tariffs are anticipated to offset a significant portion of the cost, estimated at about $2.05 trillion, excluding macroeconomic and debt service costs. However, this is still less than the overall cost of the bill. The White House has argued that economic growth induced by the bill will mitigate its expenses. The White House Council of Economic Advisors released a report predicting up to approximately $11 trillion in deficit reduction from growth, increased tax revenue, and savings on debt payments. When asked about this report during the interview, Summers responded, "It is respectfully nonsense." He further explained, "None of us can forecast what's going to happen to economic growth. What we can forecast is that when people have to hold government debt instead of being able to invest it in new capital goods, new machinery, new buildings, that makes the economy less productive. We can also predict that when we're investing less in research and development and our schools, there is a negative impact on economic growth."